Hi there and welcome to a quick tutoring video from me, this tutor. In this video we're going to be looking at Edexcel iGCSE topic from America 1918 to 941, and we're going to look at the economy in the 1920s and the boom and how to do the describe question. So in this video we're going to look through the 1920s economy and the boom years. We're going to revise our knowledge with a quick quiz, see how well your revision went. Now if you need to revise that knowledge, do look at my talk through video and my revision guide to find out more, and then come back to me for the quiz. We'll have a quick quiz, as I said, and then we're going to look through how to answer describe question. I'm going to talk you through a full answer, and then you can have a go at answering a question yourself, and I'll show you an example answer of that as well. Now, let's go and test our skills and our knowledge. Okay, so here's our quick quiz. About 10 questions on 1920s consumerism, the boom years, the economy. So use these to help test how well you've learned your notes so far, or maybe as a focus, to look through a revision guide and find the answers. So pause me now and give it a go. Okay, so here's the answers then. So name the tariffs that meant foreign goods were more expensive in 1920s America. So the Ford and Newman tariff helped make sure that American goods were cheap and helped that booming that economy. What percentage of homes had electricity in 1927? Well, a staggering 70%, which meant people could obviously buy consumer goods for their homes. Couldn't have a radio without electricity, for instance. Name the type of credit people use to buy expensive goods like cars. So you've got HP or hire purchase. This is a loan essentially. You pay back every month. Now, you could argue, of course, as we'll come back to, people ran out of money by the end of the 1920s and maxed out their credit, and that could be a cause of the Great Depression, of course. Number 4, when did Ford start making cars on the assembly line? So 1913. Ford wanted to make the cars cheaper and make more of them, have fewer skilled workers, so the assembly line came in to make rapid amounts of cheap cars. Number 5, how many cars were there in the USA by 1929? So you've got 26 million, a huge amount of cars. Number 6, how many radios were sold by 1929? 10 million. Number 7, how much of America's wealth was owned by the top 5% of people? It's 32%. That does suggest, of course, that lots and lots of Americans are not making money, and it's maybe not such a great boom for many people. And one of those groups are farmers. So how many farmers lost their farms by 1924? So 600,000. And again, what are some of the problems? So list 2 problems farmers faced. So the overproduction of food led to lower prices in the post-World War I years, where everyone starts producing food, prices start to drop, and there's a decline in wealth for farmers. Of course, those farmers have bought lots of expensive equipment, and now they couldn't pay off those loans and lost their farms and their machinery. So at the start of the 1920s, radio shares were 94 cents. What were they by 1929? 505 cents. So radio companies really booming. And now they make money out of advertising. So it links with the idea of consumerism. People are advertising their goods, paying for adverts on radios, and then making money. So all links in the consumer boom of the 1920s. Now lots of those facts in the revision guide in a little fact section. Maybe some key things really to learn and memorize for your exam. Okay, so here is our question. Describe 2 features of either hire purchase in the 1920s or the Ford assembly line, and it's 6 marks. So in your exam, you'll get a choice of 2. We're going to work through how I purchased 1920s one together, and then we'll have an example answer of the Ford assembly line one, which you can do independently. And I'll show you an answer at the end to help you self-assess your work. But as you'll know from my videos, if you have my other revision guide, you'll know that I like to think about the success criteria for questions when we first start looking at them. So what do you think the success criteria for this question is? Have a pause now, and in the revision guide, list some ideas about what you think would make a successful answer. What skills do you think you need to show? What do you need to do to get 6 marks? Pause now, and away you go. Okay, so first I think you need to make sure you give points to argue, not just listing information. Let's give a feature of hire purchase, for instance. So one feature of hire purchase is, and make a point. Then give your evidence to back up that idea. That's where you're going to give your facts and information. The question is worth 6 marks. We probably need to have a good deal of facts, a couple of sentences probably. And it says we need to describe 2 features, so we need to repeat that process again. Point and evidence, point and evidence. So let's plan that now. Okay, so have a look at your revision guide. You'll find some little boxes here. If you don't have my revision guide, firstly, why not? Secondly, if you don't have it, that's fine. Grab a piece of paper, start planning your ideas. So make some points. So what are some features of hire purchase then? What sort of ideas could we talk about? Comes to mind straight away, I'm thinking consumerism, of course, making money, the impact on people's lives. These are depth studies, so you can start to think about different groups of people, different things that are going on in the country because of this. Take a look at the revision guide, see if you can find some ideas about the impact of hire purchase. So pause you now and come up with some ideas. Okay, so here's what I've got. I've come up with first point, it led to consumerism. So we could talk about how the credit rules were made easier, meaning people could spend money on things in instalments due to higher purchase. So it led to 75% of cars being bought using HP. By 1929, people were buying fridges, freezers, TVs, radios, etc. using credit. We could also talk about how it led to more businesses developing and flourishing. So factory production boomed, refrigerator production was up 150%, 20 million cars were on the road by 1928, all suggesting big businesses booming. So you could take that a step further, of course, middle class and rich people making lots of money. The richest 5% of people had over 30% of the wealth. You could take that a step further, that there's job security for poorer people as well. So there's lots of potential you could link into there in the nature of this depth study. So how would we write the answer? So as suggested earlier, we're going to have a point, evidence, a point, evidence. One feature of hire purchase was this, for example. Another feature was this, for example. It's a nice, simple style. Let's start writing our answer then. So here's our first point started. So one feature of hire purchase was, I remember we're talking about consumerism perhaps. So how would you end this sentence to pick out a point on consumerism? Okay, so here's my idea then. So one feature of hire purchase was that it encouraged the development of consumerism in 1920s America. Okay, really simple idea. So now let's give some evidence. So for example, now one or two sentences here describing the key ideas. Pause now and give your evidence. As I said, for example, it eased credit rules allowing people to buy expensive items using instalments. This meant that people could spend more money on goods, leading to 75% of cars being bought using hire purchase from 1929. People could also buy fridges, freezers and TVs for their homes, thus suggesting people's lives got better, of course. So now let's make an opening point for our second point. So another feature of hire purchase was, think about our plan, how you're going to start this paragraph. Pause it now, away you go. Okay, so I said another feature of hire purchase was that it encouraged the growth of businesses. It could also link to greater jobs as well, of course, and gave people money. So for example, pause me now and back up your idea with some evidence. Okay, so I said, for example, many people set up factory businesses and benefited as production boomed. Refrigerator production was up 150%, and by 1928 there were 20 million cars on the road. This meant the middle class and rich people made lots of money, the richest 5% of people having 30% of all American wealth. It's pretty much the plan put into sentences there. So hopefully you've had a good idea about that. There's more to say, of course. Potentially that second paragraph could have been about improving people's lives, could be more general comment about jobs and money making. Lots of potential things to say. Let's have a go at the second question. So have a go yourself, look over your forward notes and information about that in the revision guide and in the videos, and have a go at writing a forward assembly line answer. You can use the revision guide to write out your ideas. Pause it now and give it a go, and I'll show you an example answer. Okay, so here's my example answer. It can be different to yours, of course. You can have different points and ideas, but here's my ideas. You need to have sort of roughly similar ideas in terms of your opening points, how much you've written, and the quality of the evidence. So one feature of the forward assembly line was that it led to mass production of cheaper goods. For example, the assembly line meant that workers only had to do one simple job in a line of workers. This led to Ford making over 15 million Model T cars and being able to sell them very cheaply, for only about $295 at one stage. Another feature of Ford assembly line was it led to employment of unskilled workers and driving down wages. For example, workers did not need to be skilled metal workers or engineers on the assembly line. This led to dropping wages and workers not being allowed to join a union to stop complaints about wages. And you could link it to workers' problems and disputes. You could even link it to issues of immigration as well if you wanted to, about how it felt migrants were driving down wages. Could link to some wider ideas to back that up further. Well, I hope you found this all useful and you've practiced your skills and described question, also tested your knowledge. If you did find it useful, then do subscribe to my playlist. So check out more videos there, talking through knowledge and also practicing skills. Also, if you take a look at my revision guide, information in the comments for this video is there. Okay, I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.